Jim, Jim, I wore a tie today, the first one that I ever wore.
The best ones are made of the finest silk. Otherwise, most are polyester. Ties, the classic male adornment, is creating a bit of controversy in the Bundestag. Do the recording secretaries who sit next to the president of the Bundestag need to wear a tie? For years, it wasn't really an issue in the parliament.
Mid-December, there was a letter from the recording secretary's representative, Mr. Köppen, which stated the dignity of the institution would be compromised if the men, and it only applies to men, sat up there without a tie on.
Since then, Junko, who doesn't wear a tie, can no longer be a recording secretary, which, in his next address in the Bundestag, he publicly lamented.
This morning I was excluded from the clerks meeting. I'm happy to at least be able to speak here now.
Jens Köppen from the CDU, who puts together the recording secretary's schedule, is not giving any interviews on the subject. Köppen's position is clear. If you don't wear a tie, you're out. That included Sven Kindler from the Greens, who always made sure his outfit was fashionable.
I think a shirt and jacket is appropriate attire for the job. It's really kind of questionable if a flowery tie in Parliament would really raise the dignity of the institution.
This dignified gentleman, Jan-Henrik Scheper-Stuke, a tie maker from Berlin, is certainly not impressed by what he sees in the Bundestag.
You can see that's a typical leftist, grey on grey. He really has a bit of an East German look.
But for Scheper-Stuke, what's worse than the lifeless male attire is the left party's overwhelming tie boycott in Parliament.
You have to respect Parliament. After all, everyone wants to get elected to this revered chamber to debate and decide. There's no way around it. You can't possibly say, I'm not wearing a tie there.
The tie expert has a clear opinion about the Bundestag tie controversy. But left party member of Parliament André Junko thinks he's got the backing of his voters.
For me, a tie represents a certain alienation from my voters. Most of them don't wear ties either. It's kind of a symbol of hierarchy.
How can he claim to know what the 100,000 voters in his district think? Did he talk to all of them? Really? And did he ask them, should I wear a tie today or should I not wear a tie? That's total rubbish. I can't generalize that my voters don't want me to wear a tie.
Unlike those who have to wear a uniform, politicians can pick ties in line with their own tastes. They've got the choice.
His mother must have bought him that one. He can't be responsible for such tastelessness. But he was finance minister, so he always knew where to find a bargain.
Is the dignity of the Bundestag really dependent upon a tie? Politicians used to moving in diplomatic circles have their doubts.
I'm not so sure, but I think you can be decently dressed without a tie. But fine, if you're seated up front, people are watching on television, then I suppose it could look a bit sloppy.
And who was the first representative to speak without a tie in the dignified halls of the Bundestag?
Was it Joschka Fischer?
Try again. A certain Gerhard Schröder from Hanover unleashed the first tie debate in the Bundestag between conservatives and progressives. But all that remains is archived audio material.
I expected exactly that question, because the question which you have raised, whether I'm wearing a tie or not, is a question which the young people of whom you only talk of definitely do not understand. Your concept of dignity is based on form. Our concept of the dignity of Parliament is based on content.
But 2 years later, when the Greens entered the Bundestag, worries about ties were beside the point. Issues such as hair length became a discussion point. Nearly 30 years later, the tie issue is back again. The disqualified recording secretaries aren't willing to take it sitting down.
I demand that I be allowed to perform the duties of recording secretary for which the members of the Bundestag elected me.
I'm curious. The order of business has not changed. There's no dress code for members of the Bundestag.
The German tie debate is ongoing, at least until the Bundestag comes up with a tiebreaker.